everyone. Welcome to the No Huddle. I'm Tolly Carr in Atlanta. We had a big homecoming weekend, 13 games across the country. That's a lot of fish plates. Check your cholesterol. We'll begin the show with a game that was as hot as fish grease. Alcorn State hosting Grambling. It was a humdinger. Wally Pitt joins us now. From our Charlotte studio, Wally, break it down.
We had a big-time matchup between the only two teams to ever rep the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl, Alcorn hosting Grambling. These teams combined have been the winners of the conference the last 4 years, and they showed us why on Saturday. Grambling quarterback Jeremy Hickbottom finds Lindemann Brooks out the backfield for 37 yards, which leads to a 3-yard score from Jontavius Robinson, 7-0 Tigers in the first. Graham fam would add 2 field goals before the Braves even get on the board, but Deshaun Waller gets the pitch, turns it into 6, and the Braves are down 13-7. On to the second quarter, Alcorn gets a field goal, then Noah Johnson hits Chris Blair for the 9-yard score, and Alcorn takes the lead 16-13. And the Braves' drip was still extra slippery on the next drive. Javier Morrison gets in front of Hickbottom's pass and takes it to the house untouched, make it 23-13 Alcorn over Grambling. The Braves go from down 13 to up 10 in 1 quarter, and that's the score at the half. But the Tigers had something to say about that in the third quarter. Graham starts the half with a field goal, then Hickbottom puts on his hard hat and gets to work. He gets a 24-yard diving touchdown that ties the game up at 23 apiece. Both teams would trade field goals in the fourth, making it 26 all, and this one came down to 2 crucial third downs on both sides of the ball. For Grambling, they had under 2 minutes left to play, 3rd and 12, and Hickbottom holds on to the ball just a little too long and he's sacked, which will give Alcorn the ball back with some good field position as they try to get the win. The Braves now face their own difficult 3rd and long, but to a different result. Already in field goal range, Noah Johnson rolls out and finds Diel Harris, who makes the tough grab, 33 yards and a first down with 30 seconds left to play. And for the cherry on the sundae, Johnson finds Chris Blair for the 1-yard go-ahead touchdown, and the Alcorn Braves get the win, move to 4-1 in SWAC play, and are 1 step closer to a date in Birmingham.
We're just getting started. Let's go now to the CIAA, where we have Bowie State traveling to Virginia Union. The Panthers, number 1 in the Northern Division. Bowie State already a loss in the division to Shawan. If they lose to the Panthers, it could be it. The season full of promise could be down the drain. Wally Pitt has more on the big matchup from Richmond.
Bowie State, Virginia Union, first place in the tough CIAA North on the line. I don't need to talk this one up too much. Dogs, Panthers, VA, Maryland, it's going down. Let's get right into the action. Darius Taylor gets it going early with a few big runs, but the Panthers can only turn them into 3 points. But 3 plays later, mama, there goes that man. Amir Hall finds Brandon Abrams, who finds the end zone a smooth 56 yards later. 7-3 Bowie up in Richmond. The Bulldogs add 2 field goals before the half. It's 13-3 at the break, but Darius Taylor gets back activated in the second half. He finds the edge for this 6-yard score to bring Union back within 3, Panthers down 13-10. But the Bowie air attack was on point. We usually give Amir Hall the bulk of the glory, but his dogs was out there getting all types of rack yards. Amir finds Maurice Williams, who lets his legs do the rest, 40 yards, 6 points, 20-10, Bowie up. Union closes the gap with a field goal, but only to see Brandon Abrams get his second score of the night, this one from 9 yards out, 27-13, Bulldogs, and with time running out on the Virginia Union comeback, they're in a 4th and goal to go situation with about a minute and a half left to play, but Taylor misses deep out the back of the end zone, and Bowie knees out the clock, gets the win, and is now in control of their own destiny and their journey to Salem and a CIAA championship.
We had a huge MEAC sandwich on TV this weekend. All 4 conference games were on. I stayed home and watched a few of them. The best, it was Howard visiting Morgan State in Baltimore under the lights on Saturday. We're just going to work Wally to death. Wally, I'm sorry. We'll give you a tip, but tell us what happened in this game.
Howard and Morgan putting on for the DMV. Morgan State gets it going early with a big 75-yard kick return by Jordan Cofield. They only get 3 points on that drive, but the Bears come right back with this DeAndre Harris touchdown pass to Xavier Gravett for 12 yards. Morgan up 10-0 early, but Howard gets a big break. DeAndre Harris coughs it up, and Jomi Augustine returns it 19 yards to the 3-yard line where Kayla Newton punches it in from 1 yard out. 10-6 Maryland over DC. Another big play on D for the Bison. Brian Cook picks this one off, and he taking his ball and going home. 41 yards, 12-10, and Howard takes the lead. Howard's offense getting into the swing of things. Raquaz Brandon scores this one from 13 yards out, +2, make it 20-10 Howard, but Morgan comes back like, oh, we rushing the ball like Yamo. Joshua Chase 22-yard touchdown, and Morgan is back within 1 point, 20-19 at the break. The Bears come out strong after halftime. Ian McBurrow picks off Kayla Newton. He takes it 30 yards to the 11-yard line. DeAndre Harris capitalizes on it with this 5-yard scramble, and Morgan's back on top 26-20. But this slugfest kept delivering big blows. This time it's Howard running back Dedrick Parson up the gut for a 31-yard score. Howard's now back up by 1, 27-26, and the Bison wouldn't relinquish that lead again. They win 35-26 and are still in the hunt for a MEAC title.
North Carolina Central University put some defense on Norfolk State on Saturday. The Eagles picked up 3 interceptions. They had 2 fumble recoveries, 6 sacks. Offense, not too shabby either. They put up 36 big points in a 36-6 win in Norfolk. South Carolina State sent the homecoming fans back to the house with the big smile. The Bulldogs were grounding and pounding in Orangeburg on Saturday. They had 3 rushing touchdowns, but the defense had to jump in on that action, boss. Late in the fourth quarter, Saphir Kelly returned a pick 72 yards for a touchdown as the Bulldogs handled Delaware State 30-19 this weekend. North Carolina A&T put a whooping on Bethune-Cookman in Daytona Beach. The Aggies scoring from all angles, and they ran the score up to 26-3 by the third quarter. A&T getting it done on the ground, in the air. They had 471 yards of total offense. The Wildcats were held to less than 200 yards of total offense. A&T cruising in this one. They get a 35-10 win. Let's go to the SIAC now, where Morehouse visiting Benedict. Let's rewind. Just about 10 days ago, Morehouse was sitting on top of the world. They were 6-0. Then they have that Sunday game against Albany State. They lose that. Not only is it their first loss of the season, it is a divisional loss. So they cannot afford another one. So a very tough matchup at Benedict's homecoming. Hey, Benedict College had something to play for as well. They were undefeated in divisional play heading into the game against Morehouse. On its very first possession, though, the Maroon Tigers scored after a bad snap on a Benedict punt attempt. Ben Goins scooped it up, returned it 10 yards for an early 7-0 lead. The scoreboard, however, wouldn't light up again until the second quarter when Benedict's Dominique Harris finds Danye Washington in the corner of the end zone, 11-yard touchdown pass. We're tied at 7. Just before the half, Linda Parrish blocked a Benedict punt, and Bertram Johnson scored on the recovery. How about that for special teams? 14-7 game in favor of Morehouse at the break. Now, depending on how you look at it for the rest of the way, either both offenses struggled or both defenses excelled. Either way, Benedict would score the only points of the second half on a field goal, and Morehouse would hold on for a 14-10 win. Let's jump back to the CIAA. Winston-Salem State not completely out of the picture, but they are an underdog. But fans didn't care anything about that this weekend because it was their homecoming. And guess what? Halftime might have upstaged the game itself. Stephen J. Gaither has all the details.
It's about to be on at Bowman State.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. WSSU gets on the board first as Livingstone's punt is blocked and returned by Deshaun Witherspoon, 21 yards for the score, and the Rams go up 7-0. Livingstone would answer, however. Quarterback Alexis Archie comes up the middle with bad intentions and makes the Rams play. A few plays later, he finds Anthony Ferriamo, who gets by the WSSU defense and goes in for the score. The Blue Bears would miss the point after touchdown, though, so WSSU held a 7-6 lead in the first quarter. Darius Skinner ain't the one to funk with. He picks off this pass for his 7th interception of the season. Hint, it wouldn't be his last. The Rams would respond as freshman quarterback Dominique Graves finds Jalen Barber, who catches the ball, goes airborne, and hits a 360 in the air to get the Rams offense in gear. The Rams hand the ball to Kerryon Moore, and before I knew it, he was running in for a 54-yard score. Moore was playing in his last home game at Bowman Gray Stadium, and he was living his best life. He wasn't going back and forth with those Blue Bears. The Rams offense with the ball. Graves finds Barber over the middle again, and you can guess what's coming next. Kerryon Moore gets those legs churning and goes 52 yards for his 13th rushing touchdown in 7 games. The Rams offense goes for the homecoming photo op and then heads into halftime up 20-6 over Livingstone. Halftime started off normal enough with the Kings and Queens parading around Bowman Gray Stadium's track. But it quickly changed for Tia Barrett as the former Miss WSSU was stopped on the track and her boyfriend Kyle Brown proposed to her in front of nearly 9,000 fans. She said yes, by the way. More on that later. Now, it's tough to compete with a halftime proposal gone right, but as usual, the Red Sea of sound came with it. In the second half, LC looking to stay in the game, but this is not how you do it. Pat Green picks up the fumble, and he almost takes it to pay dirt. The Rams would settle for a field goal, extending the lead to 23-7. WSSU with the ball once again in the third quarter, and Graves takes advantage of the offsides for a long strike to Quincy Jackson. The Rams get the ball to Moore, who makes money moves but doesn't score. His run sets up Graves, who continues to show that he's a threat with the ball in his hands as he tucks it, and the freshman comes up with a 27-yard touchdown run to give WSSU a 30-6 lead heading into the fourth quarter. LC trying to get back into the game, but Skinner picks off Alexis again for number 8 on the season, and yes, he would get number 9. WSSU secured the bag with a 34-19 win, and it was the third in a row for the Rams, who will have to win 2 games on the road against rivals Shaw and Fayetteville State if they want a chance to play in the CIAA title game next month.
So we've seen a lot of highlights. Let's check out the rest of the scores. I got a quick confession to make. It's confessional time. I forgot to put in the Shaw and Johnson C. Smith score. I'll tell you what. Guess who won? You got it. Shaw won. Here are the rest of the scores from Week 8 in Black college football.
Let's do it.
Lincoln of Missouri with the win. Central State with the loss. Langston keeps on winning. Tuskegee big over Kentucky State. Virginia Lynchburg falls. A good one in Raleigh, it goes to Fayetteville State. Bowie State makes a statement by beating the Panthers in Richmond. West Virginia State falls. Shawan put up in Obama. South Carolina State wins their homecoming. So does the Rams. Down to the final seconds, Alcorn State exercises its Grambling ghost. Jackson State falls. Miles, it's been a long season. The game of the day. Wow, how about that? Valley, Pine Bluff, a shootout. Southern over Texas Southern in Big D. Albany State is rolling. Morehouse bounces back. Fort Valley State drops another one. Don't sleep on Central. Here they come. Virginia State wins. Edward Waters loses. A&T over Bethune is homecoming, y'all. Tennessee State with the win in Nashville. And our late games. Howard and Morgan State go down to the wire. When we come back, we are not done with our word of the day. And you know what that word is. Homecoming. We have more sights and sounds from around the country. But first, it's time for our play of the week. Brought to you by Jamie Patterson, our good friend at Subject to Change.
This week's HBCU Game Day Play of the Week. Alcorn's Noah Johnson finds Dayell Hall for 33 yards on 3rd and 20 to set up the game-winning touchdown and a huge win against Grambling. HBCU Game Day Play of the Week is sponsored by Subject to Change for all your custom apparel and promotional product needs. Follow them on social media at S2CLLC and online at www.shops2c.com. Proud supporters of HBCU Athletics.
Welcome back, everyone. All over the country this weekend, they were singing that song. You know that song, HOMECOMING. What's that dance? They used to do that. Yeah, back in my day, they used to do that. It looked much better than that, I promise. But it was homecoming, y'all. And this is a look at my emoji on Saturday night, who was channeling me all the way to my spirit because I had the home part right. Because I was at home. I just missed out on that coming part. So I know I was not alone. So for everyone who missed their homecoming this year or this weekend, we're going to make up for it right now with a virtual tour for you as we take our weekly homecoming whip around.
HOMECOMING, yeah, I'm back in town. HOMECOMING, yeah, it's going down. It's homecoming. 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 Homecoming.
We're knee deep in homecoming season, so you already know it's time for that homecoming whip around. And this week, we got a bunch of HBCU reunion surprises for you, so let's go ahead and get it poppin'. Shout out to the Langston Lions with the homecoming win and the gift of the week. Tuskegee's president stepped out of the office and went full on drum major, getting her ball and parlay on. They shut out Kentucky State 37-0. Fayetteville State gets a close win 31-28 over St. Aug. And to quote my boy Brandon Sauce Smith, it was a great day to be a Bronco.
Great day to be a Bronco.
South Carolina State's Miss Homecoming is an aspiring sports analyst. We got room for you on the HBCU Game Day squad, Miss Prunty. Come on home after you get that degree. Winston-Salem State had the HBCU love on lock with this homecoming proposal.
Desk at the table, a room even better, everybody ain't able. Patted by labels, that's how you feeling. Pull up to the scene, coalesce on the ceiling. Stressed and appealing, it ain't what to do. Reconnect with the old, recommend all the new, recommend all of you all the best this year. I suggest this here, that HOMECOMING, yeah, I'm back in town. HOMECOMING, yeah, it's going down. It's homecoming. 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 Homecoming.
Mississippi Valley got a 48-47 win over Pine Bluff and had its band members all in their feet.
Is going down. It's homecoming. 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 Homecoming.
Albany State got the win and gave us those good complication jams. Benedict lost the game. but they had Kelly Price on campus, so really, they won.
South Carolina, it's your girl Kelly Price, and I'm coming to Benedict's Tiger Jam Live Saturday, October 20th. Me and my boy Case are putting it down at Charlie W. Johnson Stadium. Get your tickets today. You don't want to miss it.
Fort Valley lost to Lenore Ryan, but they dropped a video before the game letting us know that all they do is win.
But I know one thing, baby, we always win. All day, any day, baby, we always...
Y'all might should have checked with the football team first, but I rock with that level of confidence.
Wildcats, we the best. Baby, we always win. FVFC. Check it out.
Norfolk State had comedian JB Smoove doing the crazy legs and the shoot on homecoming.
Down, HOMECOMING is going down. It's homecoming. Homecoming. Homecoming.
Yeah, back in
Virginia State. Why y'all got Miss Dora Halton from the class of 1947 out here knucking and bucking? She was on it though, so I'm gonna move on before I get us all a whooping. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this nice slideshow from Tennessee State's homecoming, photos by our guy Vincent Myers, and Mayor Talib. Go ahead and take us out with that anthem, my G.
Ain't missing no shots, make it look easy. Had to let your girl with a 2 weeks. What I keep on the side if she wanna play along. Still good to be home, I've been deployed too long. Pulled up to the club and the girls all on us. Different area code, but I still throw them foes like be a whole crew, like it's time for a change. Bringing stars to the city like LeBron James. Y'all can keep the fame, but rather stack my bread, flex on these haters. Rather get these bands, college book Mayor Talib for a homecoming. White girl sitting in the stand singing
HOMECOMING, yeah, I'm back in town. HOMECOMING, yeah, it's going down. It's homecoming. 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 HOMECOMING, yeah, I'm back in town. HOMECOMING, yeah, it's going down. It's homecoming. Homecoming.
Our band of the week this week, the Blue and Gold Marching Machine from North Carolina A&T. We will continue to celebrate them for a couple of more days, but on Wednesday it is Au revoir. How do you say that? My French. Revoir. Let's do some Spanish. Adios, A&T. On Wednesday, we'll have a brand new band of the week. We'll announce that on Facebook. But for now, let's hear that story about the Blue and Gold Marching Machine and a very important halftime performance they had a couple of weeks ago.
The halftime show at an HBCU sporting event is just that, a show. And when one of the best bands in the land got a full halftime to themselves, they decided to take it up a notch and deliver a show that was more than just entertainment. The North Carolina A&T Blue and Gold Marching Machine delivered a tour de force halftime show entitled This Is America, dedicated to topics like police brutality and domestic violence. So we caught up with assistant.
A lot of planning. We begin show planning probably about March or April. So all of our shows are pre-planned before the season begins. It's a lot of creative minds coming together in our war room, as we call it, and just putting a lot of things together. No idea is a bad idea until we try to put it into play. So there's a lot of creative minds that come together when we put shows together for the BGM. Today's theme, the show is called This Is America. What we were trying to do is portray some of the issues or items that's facing America today. Being that this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we definitely wanted to put that in there. There are some themes as far as police brutality, unarmed shootings, things that are facing America today, and we just wanted to highlight some of those issues. The show we did today was actually something we were planning to do over the summer, but depending how the schedule worked out, we decided to move it later on in the season. So what we typically have music prepared at least 2 weeks before the show, before the designated performance, and then we go about learning the music, learning the drill, and then putting all of the theatrics, as they're called, in between. Going to be a show for us. We are a marching band, and so we feel like your best performance should be on the band field. A lot of times people tend to put their best performances with songs in the stands, but North Carolina NC State University's Going Go Marching Machine is a marching band, and we're a field show group. That's the priority. So we try to make sure everything is always entertaining. There's always going to be a story. When we come together as far as the show planning, we try to see how can either the song titles or the overall theme of the show tie into what it is we're doing on the field and portray to those who are in the audience and make sure they're enjoying it and have an entertaining show.
You know something that made me feel really good this weekend when I was at home and not at my homecoming? I was on Twitter and I saw some people who had brought their HBCU game day tees and hoodies to the game. They went online, they made the purchase, and they wore it to the game. Man, that made me feel good. You too can make us feel good. All you have to do is go one of two places. So if you go to teespring.com, keyword HBCU game day, you'll see our merchandise on sale there. 10% of sales from Teespring go towards the United Negro College Fund. Now, some of you guys are just programmed to do everything on Amazon. You have that little Amazon chip in your head and you don't even have to type things out when you buy it. You just think, I want something from Amazon. It shows up at your door. So if you fit that description, then just go to Amazon, keyword HBCU game day. Our t-shirts and merchandise on sale in both places, either Teespring or Amazon. Well, another great show. Don't forget, you can always catch the No Huddle live Monday nights at 10 o'clock on both YouTube and our HBCU Game Day Fire TV app. Now we're experimenting with something new here later in the season. We're going to start premiering on Facebook directly after. So this week at least, Monday at 10:30, we'll drop on Facebook, and we're going to experiment with that time a little bit and see what works out best for you guys' schedule. So give us some feedback when you like to see the No Huddle. We're bringing you, recaps, action, culture, everything from HBCU football, and we are the only people doing it, or at least doing it right. How about that? We're going to go out on a great note this week. We're going to go down to Tuskegee in their homecoming, where their president is not only the smartest person in the room, she has a little bit of soul as well. For the entire No Huddle crew and everyone at HBCU Game Day, I'm Tolly Carr. Thanks for watching and enjoy your week.